Hello everybody, welcome to another Trusteft Retro Weekend Quickie. This time we have the action game Castle Warrior from 1989 for the Atari ST. I strongly remember trying this game back in the day and finding it too slow, too ugly, too difficult. I was wrong. The game is an action game split in 6 levels. Almost every level is a different type of gameplay. The sixth and last part is a Space Harrier-like game, which I unfortunately never managed to reach. The first level has your character walking into the distance in 3D-like level, avoiding enemies, striking enemies, and then fighting and hopefully defeating 2 bosses. To defeat each boss, you have to use your sword as a bat to strike the incoming missile back to the enemy. After a couple of successful hits, the boss dies and you can move to the rest of the game. The second level has you moving only left and right, while throwing spears at the enemy boss, who is the only enemy in the level. You have to avoid incoming missiles and the body of the monster while you hit it with your spears. When you manage to defeat the enemy, you finish the level. The third level has vibes of the earlier game by Silmarils, that one, Colorado. At least part of it. You are riding a canoe down the river, avoiding enemies and obstacles. You can use your shield to block some of the threats, but it is mostly about avoiding them and reaching the end of the river. The fourth level is very similar to the second level, with just different graphics. The fifth level is the final boss fight of the game, which for some reason is not the last level of the game. There you have an enemy and fight which reminds me of the final fight in the Atari ST game Barbarian by Palace Software, only with the difficulty to 11. I tried many times but I couldn't defeat him. I can almost see the solution, but I'm just not good enough. Kind of. The game has good graphics, good animation, and not bad sound. The difficulty up to the 5th level is not that hard. It took me 3 efforts to reach the 5th level. The one thing I can mention as a negative for the game is the delay in your character's animations. It takes some time to do what you tell him to do, and that can easily get your character hurt. The level where this is more obvious is the river level, the 3rd level, when trying to use your shield. Luckily, the game gives you not only energy enough for several hits, but also several lives. It is quite generous. For me, this game is worth playing if you enjoy action games. If you are up to a challenge, you might even enjoy the final boss fight in the penultimate level. I am sorry I didn't give it more time when I was younger. It's a fun experience. Thank you very much for watching. Happy gaming!